Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my Daily Dead video for today's Walking Dead topic. In this one, we're going to be talking about the Walking Dead Season 5 premiere and whether or not it is the greatest episode of The Walking Dead so far. Alright, and as always, my video discussion topics after watching an episode do contain spoilers. So if you haven't seen the Season 5 premiere yet, you're going to want to go ahead and watch it before you watch this video, and we discuss whether or not it's the best episode of The Walking Dead ever. That said, I'm going to put a link in the description to my top 10 greatest Walking Dead episodes video as of the end of Season 4. Of course, that has changed now because this episode, No Sanctuary, Season 5, Episode 1, has to be on there somewhere. It's definitely one of the top 10 greatest episodes. So where does it fall in terms of the list? Let's break it down. If you want to see the list more in detail, click that link in the description, watch the video, and you'll hear why each one of these episodes is on there. So at number 10, the 10th greatest episode of The Walking Dead as of the end of Season 4 until this episode was Home. From Season 3. Number 9 was Days Gone By. Number 8 was Beside the Dying Fire. Number 7 was Killer Within. Number 6 was Better Angels. Number 5 was This Sorrowful Life. Number 4 was What Lies Ahead. Number 3 was Clear. Number 2 was Pretty Much Dead Already. And number 1 was from Season 4, Too Far Gone. Of course, the Season 4 mid-season finale, the end of the Governor's story arc, the big climax, if you guys remember. So where does No Sanctuary, the Season 5 premiere, fall into this list? Where would it go? And is it the best episode ever? Should it be at the top and shift all the others down? This, of course, is a subjective question. You know, it depends on how much you enjoyed the episode, the state you were in probably when you first saw it, you know, how much you like the characters that are involved in it, because each episode has concentration on different characters. Pretty Much Dead Already had the concentration on Sophia and Shane, so if you really like those characters, that may be higher on your list. This is my opinion. This is my list, trying to be as objective as possible about a subjective question of what the best episodes of The Walking Dead are. So, if you want to hear more details on most of that list and why they're placed where they're placed at, watch that video I talked about where I go into a lot more detail about each one. So, for this one, where does No Sanctuary fit for me? Right off the bat, let's start at number 5, This Sorrowful Life. Awesome episode. What Lies Ahead was a great premiere. But you guys know the Walking Dead Season 5 premiere, in my opinion, is the best yet. I think What Lies Ahead was the best premiere up until this point, but I think No Sanctuary was even better. It was more shocking. You had more action. You had more violence. You had more zombies. You had more characters. You just had some awesome reveals and great things happening. So I would say that What Lies Ahead gets beaten by this one. Clear, of course, Morgan episode with Rick. A fantastic episode, one of the best ever, but I don't think it's in the same category as this one. This one just went big zombie explosions and all kinds of craziness, and I think it's better. Pretty Much Dead Already. That one was an amazing close to the Sophia story arc. You had great concentration on Shane, and up until this point, it was my second favorite episode ever, second greatest ever in my opinion. I would have to say, even though I think this one deserves some consideration because that was an awesome episode, it really was. Even still, this one just had so much to it. That episode had some slow parts at the beginning, and you know, it had the big bang at the end with Sophia walking out of the barn and all the zombies being shot down. But the Walking Dead TV series has kind of moved the meter in terms of the volume of zombies, in terms of the volume of everything they're doing. So even though that one had great writing, this one just brought it with so much violence, so much action, so many different things happening from different angles, and even the environment and stuff like that with the Terminus and all the stuff that was going on there. I don't think a barn on a farm, really, as great as the writing was, as incredible as it was, even though it's the second best episode ever up to this point, in my opinion, I do think No Sanctuary beats that one out too. I'd have to say so. So, really, this comes down to Too Far Gone versus No Sanctuary. What's the best episode of The Walking Dead ever? What's the best episode they've made so far? This is a really tough question because they both occur at total opposites in terms of the episodes themselves. On one hand, with Too Far Gone, you have the finale of the Governor's story arc. Some people feel that should have happened at the end of Season 3. I enjoyed him staying for another half season and really liked where they went with it. And it was the closure of the Governor's story arc. We had that huge villain character death. We had the huge death with Herschel, Michonne getting her revenge. You had the prison being totally destroyed. You had just zombies like crazy, but even more so, you had the tank, you had Daryl against Mitch, you had, the whole thing being destroyed and, them coming in, characters having to run away, characters having to leave. That's the best finale you could ever want to have. That's about more things happening, and it's about as action-packed as you could want. The only thing about that episode is some people bring up the beginning of the episode is a little bit slow getting to that point. However, that's not a bad thing. You have kind of a build. You have a slow start, getting us ready, getting us introduced, and as we go through, you have the ending with the huge battle, which was up until this point the most epic battle we've seen in the Walking Dead television series, and up until this point was my favorite. So does No Sanctuary top it? This is a tough comparison because No Sanctuary is a premiere episode, so we're just getting started, and by far it's the best premiere we've seen so far. You have violence all throughout, you have action all throughout, violence all throughout the episode. Starting from the beginning, you have the scariest part in the Walking Dead television series, the most horrific, the throat slitting, the hitting on the head, throat slitting. Oh man, so brutal, so just brutal, man. Just really, really scary. Going on from there, of course, we got the big reveal at the end with big spoilers. Morgan coming back after the credits, which was incredible, on Rick and the others' tail. Going after them, trying to find them. You have the big action sequence with Carol attacking. You have the scene with Tyrese beating the crap out of that one termite. You have Rick and the others, getting some weapons hand to hand, finding their way out, which was similar to maybe the season 3 premiere, but even better, more action packed because you've got zombies and you've got the termites they're fighting back against. All in all, you have what is one of the most thrilling and incredible episodes of The Walking Dead ever. So this is a tough one. It's kind of like a finale for the Terminus storyline that started last season when all the characters started heading towards Terminus. But we didn't spend as much time there. We're getting to know the characters a little bit now with Gareth and the others and what happened to them and how they became who they are and why they started to do this, what they're doing. But of course, that storyline is not over. We just kind of had a location finale where we had the finale at Terminus, which I'm sure we won't see the characters go back to, or I wouldn't think we would at this point. So, man, this is a tough one, and it really matters which characters you like better. Of course, No Sanctuary has that new polish because we just seen it. It hasn't aged very long yet. And it was pretty much a perfect episode. It's about as good as you want to get. Now, you guys know I don't do draws, I don't do ties. We have to place it somewhere. Too Far Gone, it depends on how you feel about the governor. It depends on how you feel about the skip, where season 3 leads into the kind of him not being there and then him coming back and then the whole thing's coming together, big finale. Depends on how you felt about that. First half of the episode was slow, so if you go through like an all-throughout action type thing, you may have to go with No Sanctuary as being the best episode so far. That said, if you liked what they did with the governor, if you were shocked by the Herschel kill, that was pretty brutal, and and all of that, and then the fight going down and the governor finally being put down, finally being killed by Michonne, then and the fight with Rick and all that, then you may have to go with Too Far Gone. For me here, I can definitely see why anybody, because you could with this one, this is like a toss-up. Some people will say No Sanctuary is the best. Some people would say Too Far Gone is the best, especially because No Sanctuary is new. A lot of people will gravitate more towards what's new. That's always the case. So taking away the bias of new, right? Taking that away. Because the governor's story arc came to an end with Too Far Gone, and that was a huge story arc that had been going on since season 3 and really elevated The Walking Dead to another level in terms of rather than just having a group that's surviving to them encountering a new group that is, a huge group with Woodbury, and finally seeing kind of the end to the governor's, reign or his just tyranny and his craziness to just want to get back at the people at the prison or to take everything he can from people around him. I'm going to have to go with just me. I can see why people would go the other way, definitely. I'm going to still have to go with Too Far Gone as being the best episode of The Walking Dead ever. However, No Sanctuary is definitely the best premiere, and I'm going to put it at the second best on my list episode of The Walking Dead ever, which pushes all the others down, pretty much Dead Already becoming 3, Clear becoming 4, and so on and so forth. So the reason for that being is just because I really love the Governor's story arc. I thought it was incredible. I thought it was a big step up from where we were at with Season 2, where you just have the main group and all the focus is on them and zombies. Now you're adding in a third group, and you have zombies still there, and you have kind of this versus going on between two communities. Finally getting to see the resolution of that, and the prison being destroyed, the tank, everything like that. Just the theme in the background, the building to the big action sequence. Too Far Gone for me is like the best Walking Dead episode ever. And even the comic book counterpart, the final battle at the prison, for me is like my favorite time of The Walking Dead ever, the most exciting I've ever seen. So will there be something that can surpass Too Far Gone? After seeing No Sanctuary, I'm going to say I think so. I think eventually we're going to see an episode that is just so crazy. So maybe the final episode with Gareth and the Hunters, or whatever's going to happen with that, we'll see an episode beat Too Far Gone. For me, No Sanctuary is like right there, and it almost does beat it for me, but that huge battle at the end of the prison with the tank and everything like that, it was the buildup of a season and a half coming to a close, coming to a climax and an end, like the end of a movie where you're watching all the way through, waiting for that big kind of versus off, who's going to win type thing. About as epic as you can possibly imagine for zombie apocalypse fans and people who like the series. So No Sanctuary was close for me, second best episode ever for sure. The return of Morgan also is something that that also adds to the episode too. So I could definitely see why a lot of you probably, I think people are going to be torn on this one, and I'm sure probably at least half of you will think that on your list, No Sanctuary will be the greatest ever, the best so far, the GOAT, greatest of all time, so to speak. So let me know what you guys think about that. This really comes down to a versus Too Far Gone versus No Sanctuary for what's the best episode ever, or maybe you think maybe No Sanctuary should be in another spot. Go ahead and write maybe your top few down below, maybe your top 3, top 5, top 10, whatever you want to do in the comments below, and your opinion on what is the best episode of The Walking Dead ever. Is it still Too Far Gone, or has No Sanctuary beat it for you? For me, it was like it's as close to a draw as it could be, but because it was the end of the Governor's story arc, and because we were seeing all of that build-up come to a close, I'm still going to have to go with Too Far Gone, whereas with No Sanctuary, we just kind of got into the terminus thing. So it's not like this huge, payoff at the end of all of that. But still, it's about as epic as it could be for a premiere and all that. I don't think maybe we'll never have a premiere as good as this one. Maybe not. We'll have to see how it goes. So let me know what you guys think about all that. Voice your opinion below. Let's hear what everybody thinks as a collective. Let's hear what everybody thinks as a whole. And remember, don't be biased just because it's new. A lot of times, whenever anything's new, it's always better. Like some people thinking the Season 4 premiere was better than the Season 4 finale, let's say A, was better than Too Far Gone, which I don't think so. Well, I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but as a whole, I don't think as a Walking Dead community online we can say that. I think that Too Far Gone should be thought of still as the pinnacle or the peak of The Walking Dead, as good as it pretty much can be. So let me know what you guys think about all of that. If you like this video, please thumb it up below. Not an easy video to make because it's hard to compare. There's great things about each one, and to kind of list them is tough. The easy way is just to say I like them equally. It's a draw. Then you can shut your brain off. You don't have to worry about it. Comparing and coming up with which one is actually better in a list is pretty tough to do. Pretty tough. So there's mine. There's my list. Too Far Gone still being the best, but number 2, No Sanctuary, incredible, best premiere ever. Season 5 should be awesome. Really excited for the rest of it. Yeah, so let me know what you guys think about all of that. If you want to help support the channel, please share it. Please favorite it. Still doing the giveaway. I've given away 2 copies of The Walking Dead Season 4 by now. One giveaway a day, doing it this week. So we'll do one today, and you got to write your favorite, if you missed it, you got to write your favorite zombie kill of the premiere in the premiere review, not in this video, in the premiere review, and you have to be subscribed. I'm randomly picking people from that list. So even if you've been subscribed for a while, it's totally random. You don't have any better chance, even if we've talked a lot or whatever. It's totally random. I just randomly pick somebody, close my eyes, scroll up and down the comment list a few times, check it, see if it's a comment entering the giveaway. If it is, boom, that person wins. Whoever it is, doesn't matter. No bias here, no selective favoritism here. So yeah, so that's pretty much all I got to say for this one, guys. Let me know what you think about that. Tomorrow, going to do a video giving my thoughts on the termites. Now that we've got some new information and kind of just some things we saw from the premiere from them, doing a discussion. Then we'll do a Q&A the day after that, and then of course, pretty much be back to another episode on Sunday. So excited. So Q&A and that still to come. If you guys have any other video suggestions, please send them to me, or questions for the Q&A, please send them to me. And yeah, that's it for this video, guys. See you tomorrow for the next one. As always, it's Trev saying peace.